this election, let's change politics for the better. I'm Brendan Horan, NZ Independent Coalition. Safe children, safe whānau, safe society. Your voice. Hi everyone and welcome to the NZ Independent Coalition Weekly Political Roundup. Now this week started off with news that 12,000 health workers will be striking in our DHBs later on this month and then in early September. Now this is appalling news when we have people like our nurses who, let's face it, they don't get into that profession to become rich, but the fact that they have to strike should be ringing alarm bells right throughout the country. Now I was in hospital about 2 months ago and the doctors and nurses, the orderlies, they saved my life. When you're in there, you really need them. I can't imagine the insult that has been heaped upon them for the paltry wage rise that they were offered. And this national government has got a bill lined up. As soon as the election's over, they'll be rolling it out. It's called the Employment Relations Bill. And so when you're voting, I ask you to really consider giving us your party vote, because we need to be in Parliament so that we can humanise some of these decisions that are going to be hitting New Zealand if this national government stays on. Second up this week was the government's decision on the RENA, and true to form, a whole bunch of political leaders from political parties came into town and flatulated their views. It's very interesting because I was the lone voice in Parliament for the past 2.5 years asking for the wreck to be removed off the reef, and now they come in loud and strong, so it must be election time. But we're now at a stage where the RENA has cost $420 million US. The salvors and the owners have promised that they will remove as much of the wreck as they can, and also clear the debris field, and they've towed over a massive barge from Panama to do that. Now at $420 million US being the most expensive wreck, it is actually only $2,500 in terms of environmental damage. So now we have to consider what impact this may have on our exporters and importers if ships refuse to come down here with the insurance costs that may be levied in the future. So really this is not an easy decision to make, and one that needs a lot of cross-party analysis and cross-party talk so that we can really come to a sensible conclusion for those of us in Tauranga, the Bay of Plenty, and the message that we send out for all of New Zealand. Third up this week, what price democracy? We saw on Friday Colin Craig from the Conservative Party put a High Court injunction on MediaWorks to be included in the minor party debate. Now it's very, very interesting because the New Zealand Independent Coalition should have been in the minor party debate, and certainly before the Conservative crew. But anyway, it seems the price of a lawyer is the price of democracy. Colin Craig was included, the New Zealand Independent Coalition was not. And I would like to read a judgment from Judge Ronald Young. And this was in 2005 when Jim Anderton and Peter Dunn took Can West to court for the same reasons. And this is what the judge said, and if you excuse me, I'll just pull up my handy iPad. And I quote, "For the plaintiffs, if I refuse to grant the order, they will, based on expert evidence, potentially suffer significant electoral disadvantage, irrecoverable, which has the capacity to affect the makeup of the next Parliament and therefore the Government of New Zealand. The potential effect, in my view, therefore, falls far more heavily on the plaintiffs." So there you have it, pretty loud and strong. At the moment, I'm still negotiating with MediaWorks to be allowed on the nation so that New Zealanders can see what the New Zealand Independent Coalition stands for, and what it stands for is actually your voice, the people of New Zealand. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back next week with another political roundup for the week that is.